but she's doing much better now.
Good.
Yeah. So what's going on, guys? This is my name is Bobby O'Neill. I'm one of the co-hosts of the podcast. I'm here with Ian Jenkins, and today we have a special guest, Parker Byrd. Parker, what's going on, man?
What's up, boys? How y'all doing?
Doing great, man. Yeah. Where are you at? What state are you in right now?
I'm in North Carolina, yeah. So in Greenville, North Carolina. I stayed here for the summer. It's where ECU is. So my parents actually moved up here after my accident, so can't leave too far. So it's good.
Yeah, man. Dude, I've been to North Carolina once and I kind of regretted going there because I realized how beautiful it was and how like bummed that I don't actually live there. So
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
that's
awesome.
so cool.
I think it's one of the states that has everything. You have the mountains, the beach, the lake. So it's a good state to be in.
Dude, and the people too. You guys are so like respectful and
Yeah,
so
yeah,
so like
that's
welcoming
right.
into your life. I love it.
Right, the
Southern
Southern hospitality. That's right.
Oh yeah, oh yeah. I lived in. I got to play a little bit of summer ball in North Carolina, and then I went to Greenville um, for a cryotherapy place. I don't remember the name of it.
Young's.
Like probably that.
Yeah, yeah.
Go around and see the campus, dude. It's sick, bro.
Oh yeah, it's beautiful,
One of my
dude.
favorite things about the stadium is the broom that you guys have in the outfield.
Taped up against the poles.
Yeah, it's sick.
Where'd you play summer ball at?
It was called what's the league? I don't even know if it's a thing. I can't believe I can't remember the name of the league, but it's called the Eddington Steamers.
Oh, we were supposed to play them last night.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, I'm in the Old North State League right now.
Okay, okay,
That's
nice.
what league I am. But they used to be in the CPL, the Coastal Plains League. So
Yeah,
that might be it. But yeah, they're a good team.
yeah, sweet.
That's awesome, man. Well, hey Parker, like I've been catching up on a little bit of your story and everything, man. When we found out that you were going to be on here, I was like super fired up, man. I watched a little bit of your stuff and just kind of got to know you from afar, but it's such an honor being able to have you on here today and getting the opportunity to hear your story from your perspective, man.
Yeah.
If you don't mind, like I know it's a sensitive topic and whatnot, but I was just kind of reading through and I saw that July 2022 kind of changed your world a little bit.
Yeah.
Would you mind talking about that?
Oh yeah, yeah. So I was a freshman in college, incoming freshman. So I committed very early on. I committed freshman year of high school to ECU just because this is where I always wanted to play. Both my parents went here. It's honestly my dream college. So once I got that offer, I kind of committed on the spot, and then looking forward to it all high school ball. Just looking forward to it, and then the summer going into my freshman year, all the incoming freshmen and some of the JUCO guys or transfers that were coming in had to go to summer school here. So we came, I think, mid June ish, and we're going to leave late July. So here in Greenville, it's such a college town that it's kind of dry during the summer times, honestly. So we're having a great time all summer, and then actually, kind of oddly, new commit came halfway through the summer, which you guys know is so rare in baseball at a D1 level just because we commit so early on nowadays. But he came in and kind of initially said, "Hey, my name's whatever," and he's like, "My family has a river house that's about 45 minutes from here that we all need to go down to one weekend." So we're like, "Okay, sounds good. We'll get to it later. Like we have a long summer," and so he just kept on and on and last weekend that we were all here, we were all like, why not? He says it's a great time. We might as well just go down there and have a good time. So that Friday morning, we had early morning workouts, 300s, all that good stuff. And afterwards, we all went back to the dorms for a little bit, took a nap, and got ready to go down to Bath. And then we went down that Friday, and everything went great. But that Saturday morning, I was supposed to take one of the guys named Miles Curley back home to Greenville because he was supposed to help an elderly couple move some furniture. And I drove down there, one of the two drivers. So I told him, like, hey, Miles, I'll take you back. I don't really care to be there for 2 days. Like, I can just come back to Greenville. It doesn't really matter. So, but that Saturday morning, he got a call saying, hey, Miles, like, thanks for volunteering, man, but we don't really need your help anymore. So, us 18-year-olds at the time were hyped up about it. Hey, let's just go back out on the boat and have a good time like we did last night. And so that morning we just kind of cook breakfast and kind of enjoy the camaraderie and all that good stuff. And around noon that day, we decided to go back out on the tube. And me and a guy named Dixon Williams were first on the tube that day. And the first ride went great. I mean, it was a pretty long ride, and we both ended up falling off. And since we had such a good time, we're like, hey, let's get back on for one more ride. And the driver's like, hey, I'm going a little bit more crazier this time. And we're like, okay, sounds good. But we didn't realize how crazy he was going to go. And Dixon ended up falling off the tube like pretty shortly on after we started the ride, and I fell off right after him. And we both hit the water really hard. So we're like, hey, I think we're good for right now. We may get back on later, but let's just go back to the boat and kind of call it quits for right now. So we were both swimming back to the boat, and I was way ahead of Dixon just from where we fell off on the tube. And so I was ahead of Dixon, and as I got within probably 20 yards or so, I was using the rope from the tube to help guide myself in. And as I got within 10 yards, the driver put the boat in reverse, or it got knocked into reverse somehow. And basically, the boat ended up running me over. And the propeller hit both of my legs and my left hand as well. And then from there, Miles Curley was standing at the end of the boat, and he jumped in immediately because he's from Florida and he has a friend back home that actually died in a boating accident. So he knew that getting me help was really urgent because he knew all the boating 101 stuff. So he jumped in immediately, and him and Dixon helped guide myself back onto the boat. And in the meantime, they're calling 911, tying tourniquets around my legs the best they could with their shirts that they had to kind of tear up just to get around my legs. And they're also waving down other boats because our boat wasn't able to move due to the rope being caught in the propeller. So they're waving down other boats, and the first boat stopped, and the guys addressed the situation to them, and they're like, sorry, we can't really help, but here's a first aid kit. We have kids on the boat. We don't want to expose them to this scene. So, like, all right, well, first aid kit's not really going to help right now. It's a little bit more serious than that. So the guys started waving down other boats, and the second boat stopped. And on that boat was two couples. And the only reason they were going back in that day was because one of the couple had gotten into an argument. I was like, hey, I'm done for the day. Can you just take me back to the marina? I want to go home. So on the way back, they saw us. They stopped. The guys addressed the situation to them as well, and they agreed to help. So they transferred me over to their boat, and on that boat, one of the ladies was actually a nurse. So she knew even more what to do. She tied tighter tourniquets around my legs with rope. So then they transported me to the marina there, where an ambulance was waiting on me because we called ahead for 911. And then the ambulance took me to a local hospital in Washington, North Carolina. And then they immediately airlifted me to ECU Health here in Greenville.
Dude, I hear God all in that, man. Like
Oh, yeah.
he was there for you. That could have gone so much different, man. I know that's part of your story. You definitely are a man of the faith, and
Definitely.
yeah. What was there anything at that in those moments that kind of you were kind of latching onto, and were you calling out in
Yeah.
those times?
Yeah, definitely. I mean, in the moment and looking back, I mean, this is all God, honestly, because we found out later through my surgeries that the propeller became 1 millimeter from my sciatic nerve, which is the main nerve that runs down your leg. And with that being cut, I would have died and bled out. And but I mean, just looking back, the nurse being there, that couple just getting into an argument for them to be there, the first boat not stopping. Miles Curley knowing what to do with tying tourniquets around my legs because we're 18 years old. Most people don't really know what to do in that situation. So just looking back, man, my knee was dead in the hospital at one point in time. My parents, who were in Laurinburg, North Carolina, is where I'm from, which is about 2 hours and 30 minutes from Greenville, and they got a call from my ex-girlfriend at the time, and they were like, "Hey, like, you need to get to Greenville. Parker's dying." And so they packed up everything they were doing that day, and they just had gotten back home from Yellowstone. So they were kind of just cleaning out the house and kind of doing all that good stuff. So they got the call, packed up everything, and just went straight to Greenville. And on the way there, it's about a 2.5 hour trip, and they made it in about an hour and some 15 minutes or so. And
Hauling.
they actually blew out a tire on the way there, and it's like 4 p.m. on a Saturday, and my mom's all mad at my dad, and um, he's like, "Well, Mitzi, can you just look up a tire shop?" And 400, 600 feet away from them was a Hispanic tire shop that was open on a 4 p.m. on a Saturday, which was
Hmm.
crazy. But so they pulled up to the tire shop, and the Hispanics knew no English, and or yeah, no English, and my parents know no Spanish. So there was a communication barrier, and in that shop there was only one tire that fit my dad's car.
Hmm.
And so they got it on there within 5 minutes and got it back onto the road. So there's just so many God moments that is just incredible to look back at.
Yeah.
Dude, God is so good.
He is that.
Yeah, man.
Dude.
So I bet you've had a lot of time to reflect and think and kind of figure out almost like what your purpose is, and almost that might have been redefined from
Hmm.
experience. Can you talk to me about like what do you think your purpose is now?
Yeah, I think my accident actually helped me find my purpose, honestly, because us being athletes, me being a baseball player, I thought my identity was baseball. And I mean, when you're pretty talented at a sport, that's what you're known for. So before my accident, man, it was baseball, baseball, baseball. And not to say it's not now, but I just know that in life there's things that are much bigger than baseball. That I mean, I hate to say it, but it's just a game. I mean, at the end of the day, no matter how good we are at the sport, it's all gonna come to an end, and you're gonna be remembered about what you did off the field rather than how many home runs you hit or how many bags you saw or whatever. So I just think my purpose in life now is just to share God's grace through my story and reach as many as people as possible, honestly, because I think my story is a story of many miracles and a whole lot of faith. So I think that a lot of people can just learn from it and hopefully just find Christ through it. And I've been able to meet so many people that have dealt with so much adversity in their lives, with that being losing a limb or just losing a marriage or whatever it shall be. And it's just cool to just tell them my story and just give them a little ounce of hope, because God said in the Bible, like if you just plant that mustard seed, it'll grow to the size of a mountain. So
Hmm.
that's all I'm here to do.
Awesome.
Yeah, man. It's such a powerful story too, because so, like you said, so many people can resonate with it.
Definitely.
Yeah, that like thinking about like the baseball player who's in the middle of an injury. I'm just trying to think of that one person that needs to hear this story, man. What what was it like when you were in that moment and you didn't know whether or not baseball was going to be a thing? Like talk about that moment and kind of share it from the perspective of you're talking to someone who might not be at the uh, same position you are, but they're on
Right.
their way out.
Definitely. Yeah. I mean, it's scary. It's really scary because, like I said, I mean, baseball was my life. So it's almost like your life getting taken away from you for a little bit. And I had a moment in the hospital after my amputation. I was sitting there talking to my mom, and because of the hospital rules at the time, it's still due to COVID, it was only one person in the hospital room at a time and only two people per day. So I was talking to my mom, and I basically told her, I was like, "Mom, I don't think I'll ever be able to play baseball again." And she's like, "Well, why do you say that?" And I was like, "Well, there's never been a Division I player to ever play baseball with a prosthetic leg." And she said without hesitation, she goes, "Well, there always has to be a first. Why can't it be you?" So I think ever since that moment, I just kind of changed my outlook, and each day I just took it as another day to get great again, and just became 1% better. And I think that was really just my outlook, is just attack each and every day and just get 1% better, because those 1% definitely stack on each other, and eventually you'll get a lot better.
Some deep
So,
stuff, man. All right, we're back. We're back. We had a little malfunction there, brother. Sorry about that. Yeah, dude, so cool, and your story's so inspirational. Correct me if I'm right or if I'm wrong, but you are the first individual with a prosthetic limb who's ever played Division I baseball, correct?
yes, sir. I believe so. Yes,
Dude,
sir.
that's so inspiring, man. Do you get people just like reaching out to you all the time and telling you what an inspiration you actually are?
Yeah, I do a lot, and I think it's awesome just because I think, like I said, I think that's my purpose here on this earth, and just to share God's glory through my story. I think that's awesome, and I mean, I've met so many amputees that thought that their life was over either after the accident or just never really started a sport in general if they were born with a missing limb. And I've met so many that either started playing baseball or start playing whatever sport they want. And I just think it's awesome just to get back into a game that they love. And I think that the game of life is much bigger than a game, but it just helps you be so much more determined and have something to look forward to each and every day.
Yeah.
Amen to
So
that, brother.
awesome. So
Yeah.
being a hitting guy, I got to know, man. So of course you had to change some things. You had to
Yeah,
you
yeah,
had to figure a lot of things out.
yeah,
How different is it? What did you have to figure out? What are some like the nuances that you had to figure out in order to be successful?
definitely.
What you're doing
Yeah,
right now, next.
yeah. So this is actually an awesome story. So I kind of my progression with baseball was, I mean, we started as soon as I got out of hospital. I would sit there in a wheelchair, just sit there watching machine pitches go by, just see the velocity again, and then I started hitting with a shower stool that some person gifted me, and I started hitting with that, just one-handed drills, just sitting down, and then I think I started setting it up on a prosthetic or on a crutch, and then I got my first prosthetic in December 2022. And then I wasn't really fully weight bearing on it yet, so I was still kind of crutching up against the crutch. And then uh, I got a grant from the Challenge Athletes Foundation in March of 2023, and that leg was just a game changer, honestly, because it was more athletic, more mobile, and I was finally able to put all my weight onto that leg. So me and my dad, I mean, I didn't really have too much instruction besides my dad growing up with hitting. So we're like, hey, we can just figure it out. It's always really just been us hitting anyways. Like we can just figure it out. But we kind of plateaued. I got my swing back, and obviously my upper body was still normal because I mean nothing really changed there. But I wasn't really producing any power, and you know how we're taught the squish the bug method from when we're probably 3 years old.
Mhm.
I wasn't really able to do that because I don't have a back right ankle anymore. So I wasn't able to produce much power. So then I started going to a hitting coach here in Greenville. His name's Lance Martin, and the first thing he told me was, he's like, all right, for you to be able to produce any form of power, that you're gonna have to do this motion called a scissor motion. And before that, I had never heard of this at all. I knew like Altuve had some funky thing in his swing, but never really looked into it too much. And so I was like, okay, like, what is that? And he showed me many clips of a lot of MLB players, not just Altuve, that have that scissor motion in his swing. And he's like, I want you to like work with this. And so from there on out, I just started scissoring in my swing with my lower body, and I'm able to produce a lot more power that way. And I mean, it was definitely an adjustment. And I find myself now, like, when I know like things are off in my swing, like, I feel myself collapsing more on my front side, and beforehand I didn't do that. But I just got to think of cues like my front knee being straight and kind of rotating on my back half rather than kind of just falling towards it. So he's a great hitting coach that has led me a long way for sure.
Dude, that is awesome, bro. I'm not gonna lie, bro. When you were saying that you were watching pitches, when you're sitting in the wheelchair, dude, my
Yeah,
eyes were watering, bro. Like, I love it, dude. I love it, dude. When I
there,
first heard the story, like, people always ask about my story, because I've been injured a lot and I've come back from a
right.
lot of injuries. And then I read your story. I was like, dude, this guy makes me look like nothing, man.
Hmm.
But dude, you're an inspiration, bro. Like, what you do is awesome. The mental fortitude and the mental strength that you have to be able to keep going. And what you have in your faith is unreal, and I hope you continue to spread it, man. Seriously.
Definitely, man. Definitely.
Yeah, and we really appreciate you taking the time to come in here, man. And we really appreciate you just spreading it, man.
That's
We
right.
we as athletes who are also brothers in Christ just know that you're being an ambassador, man, and you're doing exactly what you're being called to do.
That's right. Well, thank you guys for having me on, and y'all have a blessed day.
Yeah, you too, brother. Yeah,
Yes, sir.
thanks again.
Yes, sir.
You
See
got
you
to
guys.
send us a video of you doing that scissor kick from a side
I
view so
will.
we can
I
analyze it,
will.
man.
I
That's
need
right.
it.
Got you. All right, brother.
Appreciate you, brother.
See y'all.
All right, later, brother.
Modern day superhero.
100%, bro. Modern day superhero is like an understatement. That guy is the goat, man. Do you know what he's talking about with the scissor
Yeah,
kick that
yeah, I
Altuve
know
does?
exactly. Yeah, so honestly, what he doesn't know is that he is part of like a big hitting debate because he doesn't have his back leg. right? And there's some hitting theories that only revolve around the back leg. And now that he's able to hit and actually perform and produce a decent amount of power, having the front leg, it directly opposes some of that thought. So it's actually a big deal with him in like the scissor community and using the ground efficiently, because he obviously has a disadvantage and he's using one leg and he's using the front leg, which nobody thinks that, the front leg's not important. But what a lot of people don't know is at contact, 100% of your weight is on your front leg. Zero of it's on the back. If it's on the back, you're a bad hitter.
That's interesting, man. Yeah, I feel like I would want to analyze his stuff more, because a lot of what I teach on the pitching side is very much so like using like force production from the ground up from both sides. So I would definitely want to research, see what his looks like, maybe do like an overlay of like some elite people from the scissor community in the pitching world. I've never heard that phrase before, the scissor community. So I'm definitely going to use that now. But yeah, I would want to do some analysis and try and see if there's any particular athletes that I work with that would benefit from that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He said something that just like stunned me, but like obviously it's real. He was like, I had to figure out a different way to use the ground because I don't have a back ankle anymore. And just thinking about, like, he just said he doesn't have a back ankle anymore. Thinking about like having that problem and having to deal with it, like I don't even know where to begin, with that. Like that dude, like I'm injured right now and I'm working on getting healthy. But that dude's like, he inspired me to go and figure it out some more. Like that was awesome. It's more of a treat for me than you guys, honestly.
Dude, honestly, and we all got our stuff, bro. Like I have like 4 fractured vertebrae in my spine that I have to work around. I have a partially torn flexor tendon and like all these little tiny things that I'm just like, bro, stop being a baby, bro. Like you literally have everything. You have ailments, bro. Stop complaining.
Absolutely.
Like
no excuses, man.
No excuses, bro. Just when you think you got it rough, there's always someone who's got it worse than you, but they also are way more humble than you and they're way more gracious. Like I didn't see a single ounce of animosity at all. That dude is on fire for the Lord, man. That's so cool.
Awesome.
Hey, we only got a little bit more time, man. I just wanted to get like your 60-second recap of the World Series or of the All-Star game, bro. Not the World Series.
Hopefully I get to go to that because that would be freaking sick.
That would be dope.
Yeah. So I went to the Home Run Derby and the All-Star game. Adidas invited me out and the experience was sick. So I stayed in downtown Dallas in a sick hotel that's way above anything that I would normally stay in. And we ate this really, really bougie food. So bougie that like I was there and they came up to me and handed me like a cold towel. And like I looked at the dude like, what am I supposed to do with that? Right. And I turned around and everybody's like wiping their hands with it. And they're like so sophisticated. It's like, oh man, I've never been anywhere. Like all I do is play baseball. And outside of that, dude, I got to go see some homers be hit. I got to make some content with Adolis' stuff, which was awesome. But just going there and seeing like all those stars in the same place, it doesn't look real. Like seeing Shohei Ohtani just like walk around, he doesn't like look like a real person. You always want to like touch him, be like, is that like real? You know what I mean? But yeah, man, it was awesome. Really, really, really excited to do something like that again. I took plenty of videos. I got a vlog coming out. So yeah, man, if I had to rate it on a scale of 1 to 10, 10 being the best possible thing, I'll put it at a 9 because you always got to leave room for improvement. But it was phenomenal, man.
Dude, that's so cool. And I definitely want to get out and do something like that in the future. We got to do maybe a group World Series trip if that happens, man. That would be so cool.
Not your average World Series trip.
Dude, that would be above average on the World Series.
Above average.
Above average. Yeah, there was a few clips that we were going to react to, but like for the sake of time, I'll probably just pull up one of them. Did you get a chance to see A-Rod swinging a golf club? I think it would be cool to see your analysis on this one. Let me pull it up really quick. This is interesting. I'm curious where it went wrong. What do you got there, bro?
Okay, so first of all, like I would love a different angle of this because it looks like he's just swinging at something that's directly in front of him, right? Number two, listen, I like A-Rod. Not a lot of people do. Don't know why. I got to see him this weekend. So not everything he does is cringy. He looked like a normal guy when he's moving around, so he's not as completely cringy as everyone thinks. But dude, I don't even know what to think of this video, to be completely honest with you. It just doesn't look real. It's like, why did that just happen?
Bro, that literally summarizes like 90% of my golf game, bro. That's so bad. I'm terrible at the game, and I know like every time I swing a golf club, I'm thinking, okay, that thing's going like 80 yards or
Yeah,
200 yards or 320 if I hit it right with the right club. But every time I swing and I don't know what happened, but like I'll just like completely 90 degree it the wrong direction, bro. It's so bad.
yeah.
I can't even throw clubs because I'm like, I don't give myself enough time to practice. So I'm just like,
Hmm.
bro, I already know I'm gonna be awful going in. But
Yeah.
yeah, that's
See, I snap club heads. That's what I do.
oh yeah, probably over your forehead. Just
No. My swing is so bad, and I'll miss so terribly that I will break your club head from hitting the ground. Like it's just not. I could golf when I was 9. Now I just don't have it. I don't. Granted, I haven't put very much time into it, and I'm not a finesse guy by nature. So everything I got to learn to do is like tone it down and have some feel. So everything's like brute strength for me. So that's
yeah.
probably why. I think if I spent some time on it, I'd figure it out. But moral of the story is, don't give me your driver.
Yeah, exactly, bro. You probably would just break it like mid downswing, bro. You got
That
some
would be
crazy
sick. That's some
force.
serious force right there. Some serious rotational acceleration.
Seriously, man. Yeah, I like I said before, I kind of have those back issues. So if I do like hit the ground with any club, like the rest of my day is just ruined. I get the yips, bro, because it hurts so bad. It sends like a reverberation up my spine. So
Yeah,
I just have to stay away from the ground and I'm good. So I
yeah.
typically
I'd
top
imagine.
everything.
I'd imagine that's like taking a swing in the cold and hitting it off the end of the bat and wringing your hands, and you're like done for the day. Because
Yeah.
and then you have a hesitation every time you go to swing. It's like
Ex-
something. Yeah,
yeah, and it like takes your breath away. So that's definitely awful, man. Um Dude, all right. So I'm not gonna pull up the clip, but you know Jim Edmonds and the Christopher Morale like home run celebration scandal stuff, bro.
yeah.
I just have to say, man, like that was absolutely hilarious how he roasted the home run celebration. But I don't know if you caught it, but towards the end of the clip, they were talking about the guy in the stands who actually caught the home run, and I was
Mhm.
dying laughing because this guy, Jim Edmonds, was just going after this guy. He's like, yeah, like he's not a hard target to miss, and he's basically calling this dude obese. But then his buddies, Jim Edmonds' buddies, are like, yeah, like it's because he doesn't have a lot of people around him, you know. Like they were trying to like help him out, but bro, I can't let that go by, bro. Jim
Yeah,
Edmonds, bro, why are you calling this dude out for how he is, bro? That's so
it's
funny.
ruthless.
It's so ruthless, bro, and I'm there for that energy too. I love it.
Yeah,
That's basically me at work every day. I find anything and everything to roast everyone because when I look in the mirror, I do that to myself, and my wife reaps the benefit of that as well. Even my
yeah,
little daughter, bro, I'm just like, bro, what are you doing with your wrist? Like, what is going on? Fix that up.
yeah,
Can't be having our your squad lacking, bro.
yeah. High performers, no BS.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Exactly, man. So, hey, Ian, I know we're wrapping up, but what do you got, man? 60 seconds of just sharing you.
60 seconds of sharing me. Let's see, what do I have going on? I'm currently working on this All Star vlog. Not very good at vlogging, trying to figure it out. I'm referring to Coach Rack to help me with vlogging. I'm looking at some of his stuff. What else do I have? A lot of hitting content on the way. Um, Outside of that, man, I got nothing else cool in my life, you know?
I would beg to differ, but I'd say you got some pretty cool stuff going on. But how's the wrist feeling, man? I see the brace in some of the videos.
Yeah, wrist is doing better. It's so awkward because it was an overuse injury. So it only like I can do a lot of things, but it only really hurts when I hold a bat at a certain angle because that's like how I got the injury from holding it there and overdoing it. So like it hurts like at the most random times. It's like a sharp pain. So I think I need to go back to the doctor and kind of figure out some things, but it's slowly progressing.
That's good, man. Yeah, you gotta take care of you, man. And if I know anything about the recovery process, it's usually 2 steps forward, 1 step back, 2 steps forward, 1 step back. Yeah, that's how it is. There's peaks and valleys, and you just got to kind of ride the wave. And I'm
Yeah.
definitely speaking to the wrong person about that. I'm preaching to the choir. You've done it a number of times. Yeah.
How
I'm
about
more
you, man?
saying it for myself. I'm doing great, man. My daughter just had her round 2 of shots, so she's 4 months now, and yeah, she's a little fussy, had a little fever, but yeah, she's great. Life in the world of parenthood is phenomenal. She's like getting ready to start babbling and probably talking and trying to get a job soon. I don't know, bro. She's growing up so fast before my eyes. Literally, I was gone for a week at that NYA stuff, and I came back and she was a whole different human, man. I'm like, dude, I got to stop going places. This girl's gonna grow up before
Yeah.
my eyes.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's insane, but yeah, content wise, it's good. I just got a drone, so I'm gonna start making some drone content.
Game changer.
Yeah, bro. I'm coming after that aerial view and wanting to kind of analyze the world from in the pitching world from above. So
Yeah.
I'm
People love it.
excited for that. People love it, but I'm like a geek about it, man. I'm like, man, I've been watching the world my whole life from a point of view perspective. I want to get that
Mhm.
bird's eye view and start figuring out how to help people's arm paths through that aerial shot. So
Yeah.
it'll be interesting. I've already, even just thinking about it, I'm already making adjustments to how I coach. So did
Yeah.
you notice that? Because I know you were making drone content before you even met Rack and those guys, right?
Yeah. Yeah. So, absolutely, dude. Like you just see it from a different perspective. It's just a cleaner view, I think.
Mm,
Um, and it doesn't lie. I feel like with a lot of angles, each angle tells a different story.
hmm
And you can kind of learn something different from each angle. But with the overhead view, I feel like there's no bias about it. Like what you see is what you see. Because a lot of times, man, when you're looking at video from the side, like an open side of a hitter, you can see what you want to see, dude.
hmm
If you look for it hard enough, you will see it. And I feel like on the overhead view, it doesn't lie to you as much, or it can't lie to you as much. It
Yeah.
doesn't allow you to lie to yourself.
Oh, 100%. And everything I do from a pitching mechanic analysis side on the remote stuff, all my online clients, they all send me that open side thing, and I can definitely resonate with what you were saying. Like you can find anything that you want. So
Hmm.
basically, all my clients who I work with online, be ready to go purchase a drone because I'm going to be requesting that view from now on.
Yeah.
How funny would that be, bro? Like $500 drone, everyone. Oh my gosh.
You need to get some
Oh,
affiliate marketing links for that.
oh, for sure. Amazon, bro.
Yeah.
Um, yeah, I think we're good for today. Yeah, I think we'll be on next week. Kate should be here next week. Any closing thoughts from you, Ian? Are we good to go?
Uh, all good for me, man. Usually I would have some words of wisdom, but I'm running out of wisdom over here. So
Well, bro, we were put to school from Parker today, so
yeah,
that
absolutely.
was a cool interview, man. That was edifying for sure.
Yeah. Yeah.
Awesome, man. Well, hey, we'll catch you guys next week. This is the Baseballer Show, and I think next week will be episode number 12, but I'm not sure. I'm terrible at my research. All right, later, guys.
Yes.